A long, long time ago there was a woman named Nyalele. She lived in a village called Kamoga, via Kabanga, in Uganda. Nyalele was a very short and beautiful woman with dark skin. She had 9 children. The funny thing about Nyalele was that all her 9 children were born to 9 different husbands. Nyalele also had 15 houses that were scattered all over the village of Kamoga. Nyalele was a rich and famous woman. She was so rich and famous to the point that all the elders in Kamoga had to make her ruler over the village, the thing that never happened since its inception. Nyalele acquired her wealth through the slave trade she ventured into, with the help of over 100 thugs she hired for the kidnapping of innocent citizens of Kamoga, which she would later sold to the Arab slave dealers that usually come from the Middle East to buy slaves from the East Africa. And that was even before the Europeans started their own slave trade in Mother Africa. In some cases, anytime the slaves were not available or ready, Nyalele would collect money in advance on the ground that the slaves will be ready on their next trip. Nyalele continued to amass wealth day after day as her thugs continued to kidnap more and more innocent people. Even after Nyalele had become ruler over Kamoga, she did not stop to kidnap her subjects for the Arabs to buy as slaves. In those days, money, cowries, were usually kept in a sack or well-dug ground. The reason was that there was no bank then to keep money. One day, however, all Nyalele's thugs went and stole all her money and subsequently fled to a nearby village called Namugosa. The reason for their action was that Nyalele had been enjoying her money all alone, leaving them with crumbs. Nyalele was very sad when she learned that all her money had been stolen from where it was kept. Because of her sudden misfortune, she immediately renounced the title given her by Kamoga's elders, and she became an ordinary citizen like any other person in Kamoga. However, when the Arab returned on another trip, Nyalele had to surrender all her children to them in return for all the money she had collected from them in advance. And that was how an extremely wicked and heartless Nyalele lost all her children to her dubious and inhuman trade that finally made her to commit suicide by hanging herself 2 days later.